These days I've been meeting people, and they've met a friend. They told me that he knows a lot of people that are depressed. No doubt depression is a problem that is invading much more of our society today. But what is the core at depression? In Buddhism, we understand that everything exists. But why should we not have attachment? It's because of the concept of emptiness, the Buddhist emptiness. Emptiness doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means that it exists in flux, that everything essentially is impermanent. While in a lot of Western philosophy, we understand the material, everything that is permanent. So that increases our sense of attachment and ownership. When you practice Buddhism, you understand that yes, these things momentarily, temporarily exist, but fundamentally it's impermanent. That slowly alleviates our sense of attachment. When you have a perfected emptiness, you will find that you can cherish things around you, but you won't be attached. So more and more, your sense of suffering, sense of the fear of loss, or something you have, you lose, or the sense of not getting something will decrease. And therefore, depression will also decrease, suffering will also decrease. So that is why emptiness, the practice of emptiness, is so important. These days, a lot of people approach me and say, Ted, why are you practicing Buddhism? You're too young to do that. You're only 26. I also thought to myself, hey, why am I practicing Buddhism? But the more I think, the more I believe that Buddhism is not just for older people. It's actually for everybody, because we don't know what's going to happen next in our life. When we're going to pass away, when we're going to leave this earth. So we have to be very active in our pursuits of benefiting others, our pursuits of practicing and perfecting our practice. Because time is very limited. I remember my father telling me one very important thing that I remember. He said, Ted, all our time on earth is limited, but the value you can create out of that time is not limited. That has been my personal motto now. So while I'm practicing Buddhism, I keep that in my mind, that time is limited, but I will be very active, now take responsibility in benefiting, bringing happiness to others, to find meaning in my life. You know, in a lot of the different religions, they all talk about your practice and where that will take you. In particular in Buddhism and Tibetan Buddhism, we have this concept called the practice within now. This is quite a unique concept. It's called transformation. The transformation concept is not that we practice so hard here so we can end up in a better place, such as heaven, or we end up in a worse off place, such as hell. The transformation is right now, at this moment. The transformation is that while we look at ourselves today, all the things that we have, the five aggregate, the five poisons also. So your sense of greed, your sense of ambiguity or doubt, your sense of hatred, all those things you can transform into the ingredients to become Buddhahood, to reach towards enlightenment. In that sense, heaven is not across the road, or it's not somewhere else. Hell is also not somewhere else. Everything is within the now, within this place. You can manifest heaven right at this spot. You just have to begin the transformation from within. So as we visualize ourselves as a Buddha and practice and act like the Buddha, we are in a sense already in heaven and practicing Buddhahood towards enlightenment.